And so like if you ask people on the street, the average person, did someone hang a noose in Bubba Wallace's garage? I think they're going to go, yeah, that did happen, right? And just like, hey, did Trump call Nazis and white supremacists very fine people? Yeah, that did happen, right? No one paid. The most obvious example is everybody goes, the correction in the newspaper is on page 2 and at the bottom of the page. but the lie was in 12-point font on the front page, before. And it's like, no one ever comes back after torching the village down to go, hey, was the village really infected with Ebola? Did we need to torch the huts? No one ever goes back to it. Like this, we go on, we destroy the village. Why? Ebola. Was there Ebola? Who cares? Ebola. It's like everything's racist, but we never go back to say, even after evidence shows like this, Brian Flores will never be a head coach in the NFL. Do we all agree with that?
Yep.
He's done.
Yep.
Will he ever get a head coaching job in the NFL?
Very slim chance.
I think no. And it'll have nothing to do with his skin color. Nothing to do with his skin color. I don't know. At some point, we have to have a corrective mechanism in real time and also after the fact so that we can. This is healing the country. Facts, truth, and accountability heals the country. Drive-by accusations of people's internal motivations with no evidence is what divides the country. And that's not a denial of the existence of racism. Perhaps it's actually a protection of the corrective mechanisms of racism, which is going to require truth. Okay. Lighten the mood. Now, back to you guys in New York. Share with me the most unattractive hobbies after video games for women.
Can you see the list? Can you see this?
You can read that to us. Go ahead. This is according to Liz Wheeler.
Okay, playing video games is the least attractive hobby. Collecting figurines is next in that order.
Hold on. So what is that? Is that like Star Wars figures?
Yeah, like collectibles. Yeah, and sports
Patrick's
figures,
got one.
bobbleheads. Yeah, exactly.
What is that?
Is that Hulk
Tinfoil
Hogan?
Pat's got one?
Hulk
Let me
Hogan.
see.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So you're number 2 on the list.
He does have a figurine.
And I play video games.
I should have some on my desk. Isn't that what every person does?
Yeah.
Every Pat
Just-
McAfee
can
and
you-
Dan Patrick
can
has
you-
stuff on his desk.
You got Dak Prescott.
Can you just
there.
promise me you won't do bobbleheads, though? That's a little overdone.
Is there a new version of that, Dan? Like the pop sockets? Is that a thing?
Yeah, there's
Hank Aaron,
something.
look at that.
It's just the bobblehead's overdone. Even Dan was getting a little weary of it.
Okay. All right.
It was his show for a while.
All right.
there.
Collecting figurines is number 2.
All right, this I agree with. This should be on the top for me, actually, is magic tricks. That should be the number 1 least attractive hobby. I'm just throwing that out there.
Really? So here's the thing. But magic tricks are awesome.
Oh, come on.
I know they're awesome, but, like, come on, dude. that's not very hot.
Have you ever been, if Chris Angel walks up and does a magic trick, you love it. When I see it on TV, magic tricks are awesome and you know it.
But you don't want
Now,
to.
here's the thing.
You don't want to date it.
You don't want to be the magician?
You don't want to date it.
That's why those dudes, have you noticed like the vein of magician? There's the magician with like the vest on and, he's doing it and he's goofy and I could see how so what the alternative is the Ed Hardy magician, right? Like the Vegas guy wearing Ed Hardy with a ton of tats and piercings and he's gone the other way to show you he's actually a grungy magician. So he's cool. Yeah. He's mysterious.
Yeah. I like the goofy ones.
All right. What's next?
All right. Online trolling is unattractive. I didn't know that was a hobby, to be honest.
Heck yeah, it's a hobby.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Damn.
Who do you think yes. Like, if we were looking at internet comments, any particular platform, and I love you guys in the comment section. I do. I want you in the comment section. But I'm asking you in the comment section right now, the people around you, how many are bots and how many are professional trolls? Like, when I say professional trolls, like, they devote too much time to this. You know what I mean? And by the way, I want you all here. But either way, you're in the comment section right now on Facebook or YouTube. You recognize another person in the comments or YouTube that is real and someone I would say, for example, is a member of a community with you here that you're having an actual conversation with versus online trolling. I think we can all agree. That's pretty unattractive. What's next to it, Ace?
All right. Let's see what we got. Gambling. is next on the list. I mean, that could ruin
That's
your
a problem
life.
for a lot of dudes.
So that's a real bad thing.
I think they just don't want to see obsession
All right.
with that.
And then next is building model trains. I mean, that's hot. Come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
What about like a battlefield?
Go down. Give me the end of the list.
All
Go
right.
through them all.
Taxidermy is next. Comic book collecting and bird watching. The older I get, the more I understand bird watching. I'm just throwing that out there.
Hold on. Taxidermy. Is that like if you have taxidermy in your house or if you are a taxidermist?
Both.
I really don't know what that means. Like, because women don't like taxidermy. They don't walk deer. They don't like deer heads on the wall.
Nope.
They don't. They don't. But I don't. I like that. I like that. But or is that if you're actually a taxidermist? Because yeah, I could see how like walking into a house of half taxidermied animals would be a real turnoff.
But that taxidermy is a profession. I don't count that as a hobby. That's an actual living. So I guess it would be just having
Okay.
taxidermy.
Will, have you ever had one of those things in a house or anything? Like a deer or,
Absolutely.
or a cow? Or,
What are you talking
From
about?
Texas.
yeah.
I'm from a small
Yeah.
town in Texas.
Yeah.
James.
It's a rhetorical question.
I've had ducks, pheasants. I have actually never had a full-on myself deer mount. European mount. European mount's just the rack, not the full-on head. Yeah, but I'm not dying to get one in my house right now. I don't have one in my house right now. I should get one in this studio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Put a big old.
Right above you.
Got a
Yeah.
maybe a longhorn. Big ol'.
I mean that's a little different because it's not, something you shoot.
You don't hunt those, yeah.
If you got close
But
enough.
okay, really quickly, then what is the converse? What is the most unattractive hobbies for women in the eyes of men? Now, there's been a couple nominations pre-show today, so what do you think is the most unattractive thing for a woman? Hobby.
I'll go pretending to be a foodie or an influencer. That is a bad hobby for me, I think.
So you're going out on a date with a girl and you find out she's an influencer. Is there a threshold on that? Like if she is a certain, like she's super big, does it get okay for you?
So I'm like
Like the
Kat.
difference between a wannabe influencer and an influencer.
I'm like Kat. I did it once and I'm never doing it again in a relationship. I've been through that and it's not
So if
happening.
Zach Bryan is dating an influencer from Barstool, that would be a turnoff for you.
Yeah, and I think his fans are getting a little, hey, you might want to like tone it down a little bit kind of thing of her. So
Shane Gillis
Yeah.
is dating a girl my
Yeah.
age now, and she's, I don't know, somewhat unpopular among those fans.
She's an influencer?
Yeah, she's like in the city, friends of friends, but little. They're all a little self-centered. I'm gonna get in trouble.
I'm trying to think what the most unattractive hobby is for a woman.
crocheting.
I have to give
Oh,
some
I got a
thought.
good one. I think there's a
No,
video game
crocheting
equivalent.
wouldn't be it. What?
I say this as someone with Taylor Swift on my workout playlist, but I think not in moderation. Moderation is fine, just like video games in moderation is fine, but anytime there's a super obsession with Taylor Swift, I think it's a major red flag.
And I would add,
Yeah, I mean, I
like,
think of like teenagers.
It's mid-20s too. Cats.
I would add like anytime they become obsessed with something that makes it their personality. So like you have Disney, adults, where it's like that's everything about them is Disney. It's same with Swifties. Like you have the people who just listen, and then you have the people who are Swifties, and that's their entire personality.
I got one. I got a controversial one. This is where we're going to end the show today, but we're all going to be honest. All right. You meet a girl, and she's super into sports. She's super into football. She has a lot of takes. She's ready to talk to you about the Broncos versus the Jags this weekend. And I want you to be honest.
That sounds, yeah. When you're 19 or 20, it sounds fantastic.
I see you sitting back 2 days because because I'm telling the truth.
Yeah. So there's definitely a
I'm on to something
there's
here.
a spectrum there on that.
There's
for
a reason
sure.
for that. There's a reason they're so into it.
There's a spectrum on that for sure. There's being interested in
But
sports.
you know what? my mom is into it. My sister-in-law is into it, and I never judge them. Now, never. And I love it, and I talk it with them. But they're not trying to impress me. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. If it feels affected, like you're trying to impress me, or you're creating, that's the whole thing. Maybe that's Disney, maybe that's Taylor Swift, maybe that's influencing, and maybe that's the sports thing. If you're image creating, it's a turnoff. Do you know what I mean? Like, if this whole thing feels like an affectation, it's a turnoff. If you're genuine, then it comes with kind of some humility, and I'm into it, and you're not trying to be an expert, but I just like it, then it's not. It's not. And I think that is the thread that goes through for men. Just don't try to impress me. Quit trying to affect something, an image to me, whether or not it's Instagram, sports, or with Taylor Swift. All right. Jump into the comment section on YouTube, Facebook. Let us know what you think. You're always welcome here to the Will Cain Show. Bring your comments in. We'll revisit them later this week. Same time, same place. Next time on the Will Cain Show. Listen ad-free with a Fox News Podcast Plus subscription on Apple Podcast. And Amazon Prime members, you can listen to this show ad-free on the Amazon Music app.
This is Jimmy Fallon, inviting you to join me for Fox Across America, where we'll discuss every single one of the Democrats' dumb ideas. Just kidding. It's only a 3-hour show. Listen live at noon Eastern or get the podcast at foxacrossamerica.com.